lip liners. Don't you wish they could just last all day? Never having to reapply them? Maybe not never, but a lot less often. That is what we'll be talking about in today's video, specifically the SACHEU lip liners. Hopefully I'm saying it right, I actually don't know. So I've actually been wanting to try this brand for a while. So we've got 4 lip stains and 2 of the blushes. As always with my videos, there'll be timestamps so you can skip around if you want to see any particular shade of the lip liners. I've done swatches and examples of these as lip liners and full over the whole lip, with lip gloss, without lip gloss, with different lighting so you can get a good idea on how these stains look. And then I'll be trying on both of these on each side of my cheeks for the first time. So kind of recently, these lip liners actually went pretty viral. Of course, once everyone saw Billie Eilish using them. I would say it's been a pretty popular brand even before that. I personally am always interested in lip stains because naturally my lips are very pale, especially around the vermilion border. So we'll just quickly have a look at how these are priced. Peel off lip liner stain, and they are priced at around €10.95, and they have a POA date of 12 months. I will say I am curious about that POA date because with other lip stains I've tried from different brands, they've actually dried up a lot faster than the POA date. So the shades I got are number 1, Nhoode, number 2, Muah-ve, number 6, Coreal, and 0, Left on Red. I actually got Left on Red as a freebie with a code I had. I'm not sure if it still works, but I'll leave it on screen in case it does work still. So first of all, I just want to touch on how the delivery was for me specifically, because I am based in the EU, I'm based in Austria. And if you're also based in the EU like me, you may know that especially ordering from some US brands can be pretty annoying when it comes to delivery. So I just want to be open and honest about that. So I made my purchase on the 24th of April, and for 11 days I didn't have any update emails, any shipping emails. I just got an email that said we've received your order, but I thought in 11 days it must be shipped by now, even if it's from America type thing. So I contacted customer service, and basically around 20 emails later is when I actually got my order. So there was a lot of back and forth. The customer service team was in general very nice. They did end up giving me a 20% refund just for the inconvenience, and they were very generous when it came to giving me discount codes for future orders. But I will say there is something that kind of annoyed me a little bit about this customer service experience. So one of their earlier emails they sent me was, just an email giving me the tracking link and just apologizing and giving a discount code for future orders. Now what annoyed me was a while after the tracking link had kind of stopped updating for maybe 9 or 10 days. I was thinking, is it lost? Because I have had that happen before when it comes to US websites. Rare beauty. That order got completely... Anyway, so I emailed to say, hi, what's happening? Do you know what's happening? The tracking link isn't giving me any updates. And what annoyed me was they just copied and pasted that exact same whole email that told me about the tracking link and all of that stuff. And I can tell this because if you know on Gmail, if you copy and paste an email or forward it or something like that, the text is all purple. So by giving me the exact same tracking link that I was complaining about, it did not fix any of my problems. So I literally pointed this out to them. I didn't have any tracking for 9 days or 10 days. I couldn't do any extra tracking with the local post they were supposed to be handed on to, and it was past the already very delayed delivery date. So they actually ended up sending out a replacement order, which I think it's still on the way, but I actually have the original order, so I don't really know what's happening with that fully. So just something to keep in mind how my experience went. It doesn't exactly make me hurry back to order more from their website, let's be honest, even if I love the products. Anyway, let's have a look at the shades that I got. So first up we have Nhoode, which is just described as a true nude. Now on the models, I will say this shade looks a bit more pinky than it does on me, I think, and a lot darker, I would say. This is the thing I will say. Be very careful when it comes to ordering shades when you think, oh, I really like this specific shade, because I looked at so many TikToks of girls who had similar skin tone to me, different skin tones, also girls that just had my skin tone and my lack of pigment in my lips. But honestly, especially the more nude shades do look a bit different than I was expecting. I actually find that with other lip stain brands as well, so just something to keep in mind. So on me, shade Nude looks kind of a bit more brown than it does in the pictures. And as you can see, the first application of a lip line was quite uneven. It kind of picked up more pigment in different areas of my lip, especially my upper lip. The best way I found to prepare your lips for these stains, I would say, and it does actually match up to that little tutorial that comes with the lip stains. Exfoliate. Maybe put a moisturizer over, let it sit for a while, and then quite importantly, maybe wipe your lips with kind of just with water, a wet tissue, so there's no residue at all on the lip. Obviously dry them off, and then that's how I've been preparing my lips for this. Even though I did exfoliate a lot, it does kind of, I would say all of these shades, but especially these first few shades do kind of cling to an area of my bottom lip, even though I've been exfoliating every day for a week while I've been trying these on for this video. It still happens. In daylight, it definitely looks pinker and more natural, but as you can see, it's just really clung to that middle part of my bottom lip, unfortunately. Now, they all do that, but I feel like they're not all that obvious. So I decided to try on Nude with this NATURIUM Chai lip balm, because it looked kind of a similar shade to how it turns out on me. I do think it turns out nice. The lip balm does have a buildable amount of pigment, but you can still see the lip line that's left from the stain. So next we have Muah-ve, which is described as a neutral mauve. Now this shade was the one that looked really quite different on me. So I'll show the pictures that the website provides, and then on me, it just looks like a cool toned brown. Now because it's such a cool looking brown on me, I tried it on with the ISAMAYA Vanity lip balm, which is basically a black grey lip balm. I don't think it matched though, to be honest. In warm light, it looks the outer edge looks like a kind of orangey brown, and the middle looks more like a cool tone brown. And I'll also show what it looks like in daylight. So then we have Coreal, which is just described as coral. In the pictures on the website, I do think it looks just like a bright red. As you can see with this, it does look darker on the bottom inner lip, but it looks nice. It doesn't look bad with this shade. But on me, in warm light, it looks more orangey coral, but in daylight, it definitely does look more of a pinky coral, which I really liked. For the lip liner stain, I tried it on with the e.l.f. Sun Boss Gloss. Last but not least, we have Left on Red, which is described as a neon red. Now, Left on Red is really stunning. All over the lip, Left on Red is really gorgeous. It really is very bright. When I swatched these on my arm, Left on Red is the one that lasted until the next day. After washing my hands all day, it still lasted on my arm when all of the others faded. I didn't really have many options to kind of try these liners with a lip balm that would match them. So I just tried it on with this lip balm that normally looks like a strawberry colour, but it actually looked quite dark and purple here. I think it just might be a bit old, to be honest. I honestly do like the neutral shades as well, but just the way that Muah-ve just looked quite different to how I expected it, as well as Nude kind of clinging to the lip. I definitely want to try and play around with these shades more to see how I can get them to work for me. Next up, we'll be talking about the blushes. So I got shades number 1, I'm Cute, which is described as a soft pink, and shade 02, I'm Playful, which is described as a soft peach. You take the cap off and they have this little spongy looking thing. So you just twist it up like so. And I'm just gonna start with a couple dots. I'm not really sure how much I should do. I haven't used it on my face yet. To tap. It's such a cute pink, honestly, I think. It's really blending out very evenly as well. I really like that. Look how cute, that's really cute, isn't it? It's quite a bright baby pink. On the other side, we'll try I'm Playful. Oh my god, it's so bright. It's so interesting. It's like neon coral, like it's so bright. So what do you think of these at first? I'm gonna pop some more on different areas to make it a bit more cohesive looking. Now, although these are not stains, they do claim to be very long lasting and also have skin loving ingredients, which I'm never complaining about. These aren't particularly glowy, but they're definitely not matte. They're somewhere in the middle, I would say. Now, just for fun, I thought we could match both of these sides with a lip stain and a lip gloss. I just went to do some cleaning while this was on and accidentally left it on for 30 minutes. It recommends to be left on for 10 to 20, so it's very ready to be peeled off. Here's what they look like just on their own. So we have Nhoode on this side and coreal on this side. I'm going to add our glosses. So as always, let me know in the comments which side is your favorite. Honestly, can't pick a side. I feel like both are really pretty. Let me know if you've tried any of their lip products in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.